Welcome. Welcome to this talk. Welcome to this page. You might be watching this live, or you might watch it on YouTube or on the Sanctuary, which is the page, the Oasis. We're kind of talking about the Oasis, where we kind of allow people to kind of connect and experience this energy, this teaching, so to speak. So we have some new people in the space, whether it's online or live. And it's natural to wonder, what is this? What is going on? What did we sign up for? So that is kind of the teaching in itself is kind of an enlightenment process of seeing that even if like this is a little sanctuary or like an oasis, then a little space where we can kind of come into, whether we are online watching it by ourselves, or we come physically watching me here, or like at Hervik, different places that also have kind of the space. It is kind of pointing towards kind of an oasis inside. The oasis inside is kind of like a source of energy, or kind of a safe haven inside. A safe haven that we've kind of had ever since we are little. We've had it kind of this golden, peaceful, abundant energy inside. This surrender to something inside, which we naturally do as a little baby. You see, it's kind of like with my daughter, she naturally kind of wants to surrender. She wants the energy and she wants to feel good. You know, that's a little bit more the feminine. When you are a little bit more in women are a little bit more in the feelings than men, more connected to them, more aware of them, because they, through the womb space, the body, they are kind of forced, when something is painful, or something happens like bleeding, or something that kind of takes away your focus from just being outside. You have to kind of come in. It's just like sickness. A lot of kids, suddenly they get sick, they get forced to kind of be inside of themselves. So the body kind of says, okay, it's time for you to kind of return. It forces you to return to the oasis, so to speak. So sickness is kind of a beautiful way to return. The period is also a beautiful way to return. You have to take time to return inwards, because the mind, the masculine, is kind of very out. It can very easily go out. If you learn stuff, you go school, and it is kind of that, in a way, an awakening process, the first level of enlightenment, where we go out, learning school, learning, adapting to society, getting a job, understanding the world. So it's one way of just understanding, just putting things together. And it's like kind of we are accepting the machine, the matrix, when people's couples. So it's that machine that we have to kind of surrender to, because people say, no, you have to go to school, or you have to make money, you have to do these things, you have to kind of clean up after yourself, you have to get well, you have to survive, you have to eat, you have to get a family. There's a lot of things we could just have to do. So we are kind of pulled into this world, and when you just have to, then we might resist it. We don't really like, why do we have to do that? Can't I just choose by myself? Can't I choose in and of myself whatever I want to do? Yes, but if you choose not to make money, you might be getting hungry. Or if you just burn yourself out, you might get really tired and you might get sick and different stuff. Or if you don't, if you just focus on your own life and you don't honor your marriage or your kids, they might leave you. They might end up doing stupid stuff because you didn't honor kind of the connection. Honor, when you open up to a connection, so we realize there's a connection, and that is kind of what this teaching is about. I call it ease of life, but it's just because that connection, it is easeful, it is easy, so to speak, because we are all connected back into our kind of abundance, our peacefulness inside, and yet we have to kind of choose it. Gradually, we are a being of choice. If you just choose to be outside, we might end up getting more healthcare stuff. We might get more caught up in emotions or stress or sadness or anger, and there we see the world. They're kind of all sucked into different drama because we've kind of become this enlightened society, so to speak, where everything is available, everything is easy. You have computers, you have all the stuff, so everybody can just do whatever they want. And still, more people are more kind of dissatisfied, more sad, more emotional than ever before. They're struggling more than people are being sick more. More people are not working than ever before. Even if there's actually less wars and all this stuff, but everything feels more intense. So that is kind of where the Oasis is here to kind of a place to tap in. That's why for new people I say, well, it's good to at least take a month, but like it's good to take 2, 3, 4, 5 months, like to have some time to experience it. It's not like what we are used to. It's not just like reading and understanding something. It's not, my words aren't here for just understanding uh, the oasis. It's more here to kind of allow you a space to kind of tap in and to start to kind of choose to tap in. Sometimes it feels like we have too many things we want to do out there. We can feel too tired. We just want to be by ourselves. So that's sometimes we have either you can tap in on the computer, on the online. Sometimes you come to a physical place like here in Bolingbrook or in Hervik, different places that are kind of created to for people to physically kind of tap in. Sometimes you have to kind of put that money in and put that time in and put that physical body in. You know, it's like when you have your girlfriends or family, you have to kind of be with them. You have to choose the connection. You have to dare to take time to investigate and to choose and to honor. So this is kind of just a focus, an intention to tap in. A lot of people, we have experienced most things. We have experienced bliss or love or anger or peacefulness or like falling in love or all kinds of things. Uh, but most people kind of still are missing kind of an intention, a purpose. So when I found this journey, I found suddenly a purpose that there is a body. We have this body that has the potential to awaken, to actually start to. It has energy inside of it that When it's just left alone, it kind of becomes dead in the sense, it becomes heavy, it becomes cold, it becomes pulled in to itself, because that's what you can see. Some bodies, they look very kind of, dead and old, or machine, or like dysfunctional in a way. But we can also allow the body to breed, to become living, alive, to start awakening, to step into body being. That is like you're realizing that there's the potential to awaken the body. And when we step into the oasis inside, which we're kind of guided to here, it's not like a, what do I do? What do I think? It is actually, there is a connection, and it's a soothing space. You might be experiencing something like, oh, you might get a little tired, or you feel like you just, something is pulling you into space, and you might not totally know what you're experiencing, but something is making you curious. There's a curiosity, there's an awake. To be curious is a little bit of baby. It was like our little daughter, she's just curious about everything, we're showing, and she's almost like seeing the same page. She has the same every day, and she's looking at it with newness. So it's that curiousness, that aliveness, that just the wakefulness. But then when you have that wakefulness, you can be, she can be easily exhausted by just wanting to get everything her way. So if to say like, no, you're supposed to have to return to the oasis also to release. So there's a release mechanism in the body that also needs to be harnessed and chosen. And then we kind of play with both the awakefulness and the peacefulness, the relaxation, the letting go. And then we can start looking at the different aspects of our life, our problems, our old experiences with husband and wife, or men or women or kids, or all kinds of drama that kind of we have been kind of programmed to think about in certain ways. We have to dare to look at it anew, fresh, and then we kind of awaken these energies. But then we also have to allow it to just release and let go. So that's kind of the choice here, to kind of move from the place of the body, the hips, which is more the drama, survival, you're connected, but also kind of disconnected, to kind of step more into the oasis, which is more the heart, where you stay open and wanting to kind of take a higher route, so to speak, into the forgiveness, not just being nice, but to dare to kind of release also from within, not just doing nice things to others, but also because not everybody will want to hear about your strategies doesn't always work for other people. So sometimes you have to let go of the ego and your strategies to find a, a higher route, grace, so to speak, that kind of, you can start coming from that effortlessness, that ease, that grace comes in. And that place is kind of what we're pointing towards. I've been kind of doing this for like about 25 years, but in a way it has always been there, and it is always there in everybody. But to kind of see them, these pieces, and start making this puzzle and starting to see the picture, that's kind of what takes a little time. So that's what we're doing here. So this was I give small introductions, like this is a twofold, partfold. You might see this on YouTube or the Patreon, or wherever you are. And then the first part, I tried to put some words to it, but there's also an energy part to it, a surrender part. And that part, you can sign up on the Patreon, the Sanctuary, or which where we're going to go now for like the part two, where we kind of like allow ourselves to digest. So with that said, I hope this kind of, if this stoked something into you, and you are new in somewhere, and come into the sanctuary and sign up there and follow me on this journey together. And it's been beautiful to see you guys. And the next part is there, part two. So I'll see you there.